happy to be talking to you guys again. I've done it. I've finished the build. It's been so long. I've waited so long to finish this build, and it's done. And I've finished putting all the clips together for you guys, and now I'm doing the face cam to tell you all about it, and I'm so excited. Okay, just to tell you how long this took. This video right now is about 50, 40, 45 minutes long. And remember how last time the videos were, times 8 speed to the actual thing? This video was so long, I had to do times 20 speed. So not only is it almost 2 times as long as the last video, it's actually more than 4 times as long. I want that to sink in a little bit. In fact, one sec. I'm gonna look something up. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel real quick. I was already on YouTube. Now go to my channel. Let's see if you guys can see that. No, you guys can't see that. Don't worry. I'll tell you all about it. So, looking at this, my last video was 15 minutes long, right? And that's times 8 speed. So let's go to the calculator real quick. Where's the button? So dashboard. So we're going to do 15. Hello? One sec, guys, it ain't responding. Oh, there we go. Whoops. It was responding, just slow. Okay, so 15 times 8 is what it was. So the last video I did was 2 hours long, right? The video before that was 33 minutes. So let's just estimate to 30 minutes times 8. What? Not 40 hours. So that one was 4 hours long in reality. So 4 and 2, so that's 6 hours of preparing and building the bridge. This video, on the other hand, is 40 minutes long, and that was at 20 times speed. So that ends up being, can't be that long. Oh yeah, because I did the math wrong. One sec, guys. Shh, I've never been good at math. Okay, so this video is 45 minutes long, I think. I don't know. I said 40 minutes last time. I don't know what the video will be right now. So 45 times 20 divided by 60. 15 hours was this last video. That is an insane amount of time. So altogether, this took 21 hours to build. Just process that. That's an entire day of time. And that's not even including the off-cam stuff I did. Like, I did hours worth of doing things off camera. It's just crazy. But we finally done it. 21 plus hours later, and we're finally here. Oh, it's such a relief. So, for the people who are watching now, so, what's the date? September 12th? Go on the PopularMMO's channel and just keep a watch out for him playing this build. I'm going to be sending it to him tonight, which is about the time this video will come out. And so be watching in the next couple of weeks because he records and then puts out videos later. I just record and put them out the same day. So just be watching out for this build or a tour or a Hunger Games map or just something related to it, because I'm super excited to send this to him. And oh, one second, guys. Let me just make sure. Yep, audio's still good. Okay. I thought I wasn't recording audio for a second. Anywho, now that I've got all the intro crap out of the way, let's get right into the video and me explaining. Okay, and play. Play. Okay, there we go. So this was me kinda, when we left off last time, I was still working on the bridge, but I had all the redstone done. So right now I'm going and I'm finishing off the entrance sort of area of the build. Last time I got super thirsty and that was only a 30-minute video, so shout out to Arizona, not sponsored. Okay, we're back here, and right now I kind of screwed up a little bit on doing the bottom. I mismeasured it. I accidentally did 7 tiles a block instead of 8, so I just had to reconfigure that. It wasn't really a problem. So this goes on for quite a while, and now I go into the stairs and I continue to build up and up. This took a long time, guys. You have no idea. So remember both of last episodes I was saying, hey, what was I saying? That I was saying that last video or this video was the video where I would go and import the whole Minecraft house thing, because he actually had a world for it. This is the actual video. So in a second, in about 1 minute, I think is when I import it. I don't think I show it because it was kind of continuous, but here, so just a second ago you saw me putting in the grass, and like I said in one of my past videos of this, I really enjoyed the look of the grass that I did. It just turned out way better than I could have ever imagined. It's just so nice and kind of pixelated, kind of like Minecraft. It almost looks like actual grass, unless you're on it, I guess. But here I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make a block that doesn't have a hole on the side. The stone brick blocks, I mean. And there you go. So see, look, there it is, right there. That's the house. And I'm like, hey, this is great. But what I ended up doing was I put it so far away, I had to fly back all the way to the little house and then fly all the way back to the big house. And so later on, so in about 30 minutes, I learned, hey, just copy parts of it and send it back. I was like, genius! Like, good thinking, Auxiliaire. Good thinking there. Sorry guys, getting over a cold. So here I'm working on just the technical and building up the actual stone entrance looking building part of it. And right here, a great thing to look at is how I copied everything and pasted it onto the other side. I think I talked about that last video. I don't know, this clip may be included in both parts of the video, I don't quite remember. But here is the lava flow, and what I figured for the lava flow was I do the same thing for the water in about 30 minutes as well at the very end, where if you go and you build like 4 and then go down and 4 and go down and 4, then it looks like it's actually flowing down. And so that's what I do there, so it gets that kind of flow effect, so it's going that way for you guys watching. And right here I'm like, how do I figure out how to stop lava without it looking stupid? And I was like, wait, barrier blocks are invisible and there's no way that they're going up there, so it's not overflowing, you know, but it still looks good. I ended up just putting barrier blocks. It took a little extra minute or two, but it turned out fine. Here, so I'm building up the towers, and the towers have a little iron door in front of them, which I had a lot of fun doing. There's another iron door in the very back. It's just one. At the very end, again, you'll see how I try to build it and try to do the redstones, but I was so ready to be done. I just put do not enter. I'm like, no, 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 you're not allowed. And they can't get in. There's still a ladder and stuff in there, but the redstone ain't gonna work. Sorry to say. And here, so I'm building it up, and I count. So what I do is I go and I count up. So I use my selection tool, and when you measure it, you can measure it that way. So if you select at the top and select at the bottom, you can see the height, and it shows you the height. So right in the middle there, it says 24W, 24L, 32H. The H is what I'm looking at. So for the height. So it showed me, I don't know, 12 height, I think. And I know that each of my blocks is 8 by 8 by 8, right? So if you build it up, you build it out however many, you measure, then you take your selection tool again and measure how many of the big blocks there are. You divide by 8 to see how many kind of separate blocks there are. So when it showed up as 11, then I'd be like, hey, it's the right size. So here for the ladders, I do what I like to do a lot when I'm building like long stretches of things. If I'm just building like a small thing, I'll normally just do block, copy, paste, block, copy, paste, block, like if it's only 3 long. But in this case, it was 11 blocks high or 18 blocks high or whatever. And so I had to actually go in and copy, paste, then select both of them, copy, paste, select 4 of them, copy, paste, 8. So then I had 8 blocks, 4 blocks, 2 blocks, and 1 block. So however many it took to get to the top. So 3 more blocks. If it was 11, then I would only have to do the 2 ladders again and the 1 ladder again. If that didn't make sense, I'm sorry, but I think it's fairly figured out well. Here is the cobble wall, so I just build it up to 2 under it, and I figured that out by just subtracting 16. I always yawn in these videos, and I always get thirsty, but this time, ain't no one here to tell me what to do. Okay, so here's the birch floor. It was pretty easy. I did the same tactic as the towers, as in copying, putting the layer, and then copying that and pasting it, and then copying both layers, and then pasting, and then going all the way to the back where I needed. Here, this is when I started to get tricky, because in MC Edit, you learn that you fly extremely fast. So you go whoop, whoop, and you just had to get it just right. So you just had to tap the S, or tap the W, or A and D, just so you can get in that spot. And then J, K, L, and I is what you do to look around yourself. So then you ever so slightly tap it so you can figure out what's in the building. Because I have a very long-term sort of memory, so I'm not good at remembering short things. So I'd have to go to the building back and again. So I couldn't go just to regular Minecraft and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks as the floor. I would have to go and count all of them, be very precise on how I did W, A, S, D, A, J, K, and L, right? It was a process, if I might say. Okay, here, I completely forgot to do a regular fence. So an 8 by 8 by 8 fence, which would only be 2 by 2 by 8. Whatever. And so what I ended up doing was I just got the 16 by 16 by 16 or the 4 by 4 by 16, just took a 2 by 2 by 8 chunk out of it. I mean, it looks like a regular ladder to me. Not ladder. It looks like a regular fence to me. So, whatever. So here is just more of the cobble walls. I just go back and forth, kind of copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Same technique as last time. Put more floors in, figure out where the door is. So once again, I use the my measuring tool. So I use the selection tool, is what it's actually called, to see how long something is. And then I measure up from the ground, and then I click and drag, and it shows me, oh, that's 7 blocks high. So I'm like, oh, So that means one more block high. Here's the stairs. Oh, things went all crazy there. It just went stretchy and not fun. So I just had to log out and start a new clip. Here, I measured the stairs, and then there's more stairs there that I had to do, which was fun. And they were hollow. I keep forgetting that my blocks are hollow on the inside. Well, some of them. When I made them in the past, I completely filled them up because I was like, hey, I can do this. Because I'm so good. Now I'm just trying to save time because this was a super long build. And so they were actually hollow. But this was the first thing. This is the first time I actually did the, hey, I can just copy part of it to see the order they go in. So that's what I did here. Oh, that was a little notification showing that my video was posted on the last time, which is pretty cool. Here's the pistons to see where they go. So the two tools I use most is the selection tool and the nudge tool. Those are like the bread and butter of someone using MC Edit, because the nudge tool allows you to just move it slightly by one block or by 2 blocks, or select a bigger thing by 1 block, 2 block, higher, lower, left, right, east, west, direction, upward. Yes, that's also a direction. Yes. Moving on, here is the chair. So what I end up doing, since it's not 16 by 16, it's 8 by 8, so it's smaller, I either had to have 2 blocks on the bottom and 1 block on top between the signs, so the gap wasn't even. Instead of being 4 blocks on the bottom and 4 blocks on top, as I would do on a 16 by 16, it was 2 blocks on the bottom and 1 block on top, or 2 blocks on the top and 1 block on bottom. So I ended up doing 2 blocks on the bottom, 1 block on top. I end up doing that for a lot of things. Oh, this nether rack was... that frustrated me so much because I couldn't figure it out. The shadows in the regular house was screwing me up. I moved so quickly. Like I said, I had to be exactly precise with everything. It was no good. Excuse me, guys. Ooh, almost spilt that. Got it. So here I ended up just copying and pasting the stairs. And here I had some fun with the outdoor glowstone nether portal sort of thing. So I had more fun with the nether portal, which I'll get to in a second, but right here it looks like I'm trying to figure out the stupid netherrack boat thingy that Pat made. I'm not insulting Pat, I'm insulting his building. Yes. Anyway, I say anyway. I'll try to stop that. Okay? Anyway, getting back into this, I figure out that I build the floor, I figure out how tall the floor is from the ceiling / wall, and that there's 3 levels where I thought there was only 2 levels because I'm oblivious. So I go and I build the 2nd level, and then trying to figure out where that last wall was, and then figuring out the glass panes for the farm. All this stuff is just, oh, it's a process, man. It's a process. Anyway, going back here, as you may see in a couple following scenes, I completely ignore that I forgot to put cobblestone under the birch wood. I end up fixing it later, don't you worry, but every time I looked at that, I was like, I can fix that later. I can fix that later. I can fix that later. And I did fix it later, But just looking back, editing, and thinking back to it, it's like, you idiot, just fix it now. Why would you wait to fix something that can be done now? If one thing that I teach you guys is, if you can do it now, do it. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. I'm a big procrastinator, so I'm really trying to stop. Don't tell me I'm a hypocrite. I am a hypocrite right now, but I'm really trying. I've gotten a lot better. I think that this whole YouTube thing, doing the one weekly upload, has been really good. Every Tuesday, it's been real good. I've been building. I've been on a good schedule with my online school, but it's just good to have a schedule and not to procrastinate that schedule. It's just so stupid, and I've been held back so much by it. So just don't procrastinate. If I teach you anything, at all, just don't procrastinate. So here, I really enjoy my glowstone. Getting away from that, I really enjoy the look of my glowstone. I don't want to sound like over cocky or something, but that glowstone, it don't look like regular glowstone, but it looks pretty good. It's like, hey, you can recognize that's glowstone, which is hard to do when you're not 16 by 16. And look, that's where I finally get it through my skull. Just paste the actual block. It can't hurt. So that's what I do, and I build this section so much faster than any other section. I'm still upset by that the obsidian. It wasn't good at all. Here I make a stupid mistake again. In Minecraft Pocket Edition, which I used to play a lot, unless they removed it recently because I haven't been playing that often anymore, is you could make portals extremely big. So like a nether portal, I think the maximum was 64 by 64 blocks high. That is an insane big portal, which is about how big mine was. Mine was 16 by 64 blocks. So I was like, hey, this might still work. It didn't. So what I ended up doing was I placed my swirly blocks that I made down anyway. But first I build this tower, and I go over the building limit. The 312 or whatever building limit it is. But luckily it was at like the very top, so all I had to do was kind of cut some things off, and it still looked fine. It was just like where the netherrack boat things joined. That's just where it was, so I just made it lower and connected them there. And it looks fine. Unless he's being super nitpicky, I don't think either of them will notice. Not really a big thing. So I just had to compromise there. It's fine. See, that's why I'd make it 8x8, because I knew this was going to be a freakishly tall build. No matter how small it looks length and width wide, it's extremely tall. It's taller than his arena, in fact, when it comes to it. Because I did the arena with 8x8 blocks as well, and it still didn't hit the building limit. It's just so crazy. Here is when I actually get into it. I'm like, hey, I'm finding ways to get past this building limit thing. Not building limit, this netherrack. So I copy the netherrack, and I paste the netherrack, and I build up, and I build that wall. And everything was good with the world. It was amazing. So here I keep building. It's just going up, and it is great. It's just really, 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 really good. So what am I doing right now? Oh, the glowstone. More glowstone, more glowstone. I love the glowstone. Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. I keep like changing subjects. I'm sorry, it's a little hectic. It's been a pretty easy day, but it's been pretty hectic video and finishing this. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so this is why I use the 8x8 blocks instead of the 16x16 blocks, is because if I use 16x16, I would have reached the limit when I was only halfway done with my build. I don't want that. That's bad. That's real bad. And another big advice I have for if you're building something big in MC Edit, always leave the roof off until you finish everything inside of it. Because when you put that roof on, no, you can't have night vision while you're in MC Edit. So it's just completely dark. As you can see in some of these scenes here, it's just completely dark when I'm trying to put the lanterns in or just the little finishing details in. Now here's when I start to do the whole farm thing. I procrastinated this farm thing way longer than I should have. Like, I spent way longer on this farm. So I built a little bit of the farm, then I was like, I can do that later, go and do something else. Build a little bit of the farm, I can do that later, go do something else. It wasn't a good thing, but I did get it finished. Stupid looking weed and all. Stupid weed. But here is when, so remember how in the very first episode towards the end I did the glass panes, and I did them where they were connecting at some points, and then some were crossing, and some were just 4x4, and then some were edges. So I did all of that here. That's why. So look, it looks like actual glass panes. They're connecting to the edges. They're connecting to all the cobblestone. It looks like regular glass panes. I was really proud of it, to be honest with you guys. Here, it got a bit tricky when it came to doing the roof. The roof was like the very last thing I did with the farm. It just wasn't good. Like I said, procrastination a lot. But this is another example of using the copy, paste, select copy the 2, paste, copy the 4, paste, and so on. Because here it was really crucial, because if I just ended up doing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, it took me so long to line it up with the other, with the first layer, and then it took so long. So if I didn't do that, I would have been there for another 15 minutes. Always find a way to make things faster and easier. I love that, man. So here I do this little section. I also have to make the whole, what's it called? The whole tower thing, like in the front. This is where I'm saying the other iron door was. See right there. You can just see it in the corner of when I'm zooming past it in 20 times speed, plus the stupid speed of the MC Edit. So here I just build the tower up, la la la. I mean, it's just like all the other towers, but you just can't go in it because I was too lazy to make a whole nother door system. Well, I started to. I just copy and pasted my last one. That didn't work. Don't copy and paste redstone things because it'll screw up completely. And then I was like, screw this, I'm done. And I was done. So here if I would have known, I would have given up on the whole iron door thing. No, that won't work with an iron door. I was just thinking that I could possibly just keep it open. But that won't work because with the iron door you actually open and close it. Sometimes I think I'm coming up with a good idea, but it's not really a good idea in reality. Man, oh man. So here is just the preparing for... Another big thing I procrastinated on was the water slides and bringing them up. It wasn't really procrastination in that time. it seemed like procrastination, but it was just easier because since I knew my building limit was chopped off, I would have to bring those two together at the very top. And I wanted to do all the water and stuff at the end because that's just good finishing touches. So I just had the hardest time measuring where this lava went. It was just not good. So if someone went and critically critiqued my build, almost a tongue twister, but not really, it wouldn't be good, man. If they went there and critically critiqued my build, that end, so the back of the cobblestone, it don't even look like, what's it called? It's not even with the rest of the cobblestone. It's kind of like, okay, even that block screwed up. Even, just not good. We're going here. Whew, I need another drink. The farm. In the fertile land. Man, I wish I could have made better wheat. I just couldn't, man. I just used the sliced in half big wheat. Sorry, I thought I saw someone. That's just what I ended up doing. I'm sorry. If any of you guys can send me a file of good 8x8 wheat, I'd love to have that. That'd be cool. That's your guys' homework. I'm giving you homework. Send me a file on either Twitter, Facebook. Facebook's probably your best option, or send me a link on this video in the comments below. Here we go. And the crazy thing is I'm noticing I haven't really run into any rain. And that's because in the beginning, I was in regular Minecraft so much preparing for this that I'm in MC Edit this time so much in this 2 final videos. It's just, there's no rain to deal with. That's crazy, man. Sorry, change the scenery. My back's starting to hurt. I feel like an old man. So here I build the tree. And I've got to admit something to you guys. Another life lesson with Oxylayer. Always save your work. So I built this birch tree, which took me a good 20-30 minutes. And the flowers, and part of the farm, the sugarcane, all that stuff. It took me a good 30-45 minutes. I didn't save my work. Oh man, I didn't save my work. I had to leave in a rush for something. Don't remember what, but I left. I turned my computer off. Didn't turn it off, just closed the lid. All my progress, not all my progress, but most of the progress on the farm was gone. So after this scene you're seeing, I recorded before I didn't save the... So I saved the video, but I forgot to save the MC edit. So this is the actual footage of me before. But I had to completely rebuild it in between recordings, because this is split into 20 recordings. So this is in a 20 recording period. Just this video. That's not even including the other 2 videos. The other 2 are like another 20 or 30. It's madness how much time this took. But it was so rewarding. It looks so good. I'm so excited to show you guys. And Pat and Jen, or as we called them, Penn and Jack, in my very, very, very first Minecraft video. Ugh, cringy stuff, man. Cringy stuff. So here, I go and place the lava. Now, I didn't notice the mistake that I made with the lava until towards the very end of building. And I felt so stupid. And like, how could you do that? But what I did was I off-centered the left thing of lava by 2 regular blocks. So it was on everything else. So the lava was on everything else. But you guys know, if you watched 2 videos ago, that I have game rule fire tick off. So fire doesn't start from lava or spread from lava. Lemonade. Good Arizona stuff. So it was everything was fine, but it was just so irritating to fix. I had to move everything to the left, redo the cobblestone there. It was just this whole process, man. Kind of frustrated me too. Okay, so I'm not gonna take the chance. Last time I took the chance to see where I was at in the video, completely screwed everything over. It was a nightmare in editing, but it turned out alright. I just had to cut a bunch of stuff out. I'm not taking that chance again. I'll know the video's over when it stopped. Ain't taking that chance again. So here, I start to do... One sec. Sorry, I thought I heard something again. I live in a basement, so we have people upstairs, and so whenever they start to come down, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. It's not like recording videos a sin or anything, but it's just kind of awkward, So here I work on that little building for Charles, or Charl, as Pat wrote it, so I kind of made a joke of that. At the very end, I put a little sign that said, "Rest in peace, Charles," because I was too lazy to actually put the golem in. Pretty proud of that. Good job, Auxiliary. Anyway, so here I had a little bit of fun. I searched up how to do banner letters, and it's just so much fun. So I made a bunch of letters, spent a lot of time on this, and put the sign as like what the signs actually say in the Minecraft world. So here, it didn't say this, but I put "do not enter" because there was nothing down there. Because if you went down there, you would fall into the abyss. What can I tell you? I should probably do that. Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe. I was thinking that, what if I just dug a hole so if they went in, they would just fall into the abyss. Like I said, don't enter, but you entered anyway, and it's your fault, so you're dead now. That'd be fun. But I already have everything saved to Dropbox. I've already sent it in, so I don't think I can do that at this point. But these banners, you know what I like to say, trial and error, baby. It's just so much of that is those banners, and it was just, okay, what'll make the prints look like I'm trying to do this and that and that and this. It was just a lot of work. Stupid wheat. No one likes the wheat. This is me finishing up the farm. Stupid wheat. Write in the comments, #stupid wheat. Let's get that started. May get about 10 things on Twitter, but tag me in it. #stupid wheat. Yeah, we're gonna get that started. Here is when I build, anyways, as I would say. This is when I start to build the whole enchanting room, and the enchanting room is so much fun. It was kind of hard to build, actually. One sec, I'm gonna check something. Make sure that audio is still good. We're still rolling. And so back here, it was just kind of difficult to build, if you know what I mean. It was just kind of like, it was cobblestone on the outside, but on the inside it was glowstone and netherrack. It's like, it just kind of closed the room up, and it made it really dark and hard to see in when I was building everything else. I probably should have followed my own advice in not putting the roof on, before actually building things inside. That would have been smart. But here, the whole water thing, that was kind of fun to build. If they're not into creative, they can't get into this part of the thing without drowning. So that's an issue. But they'll probably be in creative. Or they can just get water breathing potion. They can supply themselves with that. Here's the enchantment table. Very, very fun. Really like how that turned out in the build. As a build. Here, I put the pressure plate there, but didn't save it. So that got deleted, and I ended up just building it in regular Minecraft. Stupid ender chest as well, right? Those were the two things that just ended up not looking good at all because they didn't have colors that looked good. So, sorry, I just started my music by accident. What? Oh, that I know. It's the music that's playing in the background of this video, actually, is what I started listening to. So here, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm building the pressure plate. I forgot. So I build that up. I put all the pressure plates. So it works like an actual pressure plate, which is super, super cool. I did this thing with the structure blocks again. As you'll see here, I just completely loaded that with redstone. So when you stepped on a pressure plate, whenever you were on any of the pressure plates, it would activate the structure blocks too. See? This is trial and error again. If you didn't see my second video on building this, I have to keep referencing things, man. You gotta go watch everything. Just look at these, man. They're so much redstone, so much everything. It's just going back and going forth, just repeating, see how long things need to be open. It ended up going good, but at first it was way too short of a process, so when you went through, you would get past about half of a block before you got stuck in the cobblestone. I didn't get stuck in the cobblestone, but I noticed you would. It wouldn't be good. Then I'd have to destroy the cobblestone and be this whole thing. But I ended up just making a bunch of more repeaters going in your view. It went that way, and then wrapping them around, so it took even longer for the redstone signal to hit the second one where it placed the cobblestone back. But we're getting towards the end of the video. This is where I'm placing all the extremities, just placing the grass. And I forgot. Yeah, see, this is where I screw up. I'm sorry. A lot of screw ups in these last couple of minutes. I mean, in these next couple of minutes, because it's still not close to being over, I don't think. Let me check, actually. Nope, can't see without screwing something up. Wait, I'm gonna try, okay? Yeah, okay. So, we're at about minute 35 out of 46. Whew. That's times 20 speed. Just to remind you guys. Love Arizona. Here I'm just building the grass, no big deal. Do the same. See, this is something that I didn't use the same tactic on. I just copy and pasted. Just kept going with that. Because there were such long stretches. I keep forgetting that I didn't get rid of those CC notifications. They're called class connects that I have to do for school. But they should only be there for a second in your time. They were there for like half an hour or so in my time, in real time. But they shouldn't be that big of a bother for you. So here is when I let the lava down and figure out the mistake that I made with the lava. Oh, that was such a slap in the face, man. I just had to redo it. Placing the barrier blocks. It was just a pain, man. Ugh. Frustrates me. Oh man. School's in the background there. I used the barrier block so I could reset it to the side and just do that, but ended up being just perfectly fine. Here I start doing the final extremities. This is the water. So clean. I just love MC Edit. It's just so cool. Just like there's no water in whatever 3,000 blocks. Now there's water by the matter of 4 clicks. It's insane. This is me finishing the whole stupid netherrack boat thing. Stupid netherrack boat thing. Ugh. Stupid building. It's frustrated me if you can't tell. But I did it again where I was completely oblivious of just copying and pasting it over, and then I finally figured I can actually do that. My brain sometimes, it's just, Anyway, here I'm just counting the glowstone. Like I said in my last video, I know from this, I know my multiples of 8. They're like drilled in my brain at this point. So I have to look through, because of my tactic of copying 1, then copying 2, then copying 4, then copying 8. I know that 8 is 1, and 16 is 2, and 32 is 4, and so on. 64 is 8, just all those. I know that what they're a multiple of and how many blocks that is, because I'd scroll through like, okay, so this is 5 blocks wide. So that means that I need a 4 and a 1. So I need a 32 and an 8. Bam, it's there now. But, oh man, at the beginning, it just wasn't that smooth. I'm fairly good at math. You guys don't know that because I haven't told you before. But that's been one of my strong suits for a long time, is just math. Great. I really enjoy it because it's easy for me. Ever need help, hit me up, guys. I'm small YouTuber. I can help whoever needs it. Here I'm just finishing it up. Oh, but it looks so good at the end, so flush. Not to toot my own horn, but it looked good. I'm just so proud of it. So here is just the water. Kind of played around with the water a little bit. I didn't do as much trial and error because I was so ready to be done with this build. I'd spent so much time on it. I just was kind of like, water can flow that way. At first, as you can see on the side, on the right side for you guys, so that'd be my left. So on the right side over there, you can see the whole pictures that I was like, I'm gonna get this perfect. It's gonna be good. You just watch and see. And I tried. It didn't work. I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna estimate it, man. And it's weird. So when you do lava source blocks in MC Edit and keep them there next to a block, they don't flow. Like, they just stay like they're a regular block. But if you do it with water, they flow just normally. It's the weirdest thing. But it worked great in my case, except for the lava. I had to go in and mess around with it. So I deleted the final house. I ended up putting all the grass there. I think this is where I figure out, no, I might have already, no, it's in a second where I do it. Just watch, see, look, I put it there. Watch this. Watch my idiocy in a second. Right now I'm just playing with the water, going through. Okay, here it is. I do that. I press the button. Everything's destroyed. I destroyed everything. Look at that. Ah! So I ended up just copy pasting. I was like, okay, this is an easy fix. I just have to edit some things. So I go to the structure block. Go in, redstone everything that it destroyed. It was going good. And then I accidentally break structure block again. Who does that 2 times in a row? So I had it all configured. I'm still configuring it here, but in a second you're gonna see me. It's gonna be so fast you probably won't be able to see it. See, there it is. You just saw the data. They're both data. That's what happens. Here I'm just putting the little extras, putting ladders everywhere so people can get through. Just finishing touches that are awesome to do because you know that you're at the very end. Then it's just, this part makes me happy. I'm going to leave the Dropbox link in the description below. If you guys know how to put new worlds and mods into your Minecraft world, it should be no problem for you. If you don't know how to do that, look up some other YouTube tutorials. I don't have anything on it here. I'm just setting up the laptop. I'll get back to that in a second. And that's that. That is that. Okay, so as I was saying a second ago, I'll have this in the description below. Look up some tutorials on it if you need it. It shouldn't be any problem to you guys, because you guys are smart. You guys are smart. You guys are smart. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you aren't already, subscribe. We are on 138 subscribers right now. Hope to grow that eventually. But anyways, trial and error, baby.